Blessings and peace to you. Happy New Year. This is SB Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Monday, and Happy New Year. I have been on a break, but I am back. Yes, I am back. Happy 2026. I am back. I needed to take a break just to do some things. And of course, I just needed a break from it all. You know, we all need a break sometimes from work, from personal activities. We just sometimes have to take a break because we have to take care of ourselves, and we also have to attend to things that are more important. Not that this podcast isn't important. Yes, it is very important, but I just had to take a break because I have so much that I do on a regular basis, and I decided to take a break. But here I am. Here I am. And I hope you are doing very well. Make sure you focus on what is good, because when you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen, because when you focus on the negative things, nothing good comes from that. So focus on what is good. And if you are traveling about today in your car, taking a walk, if you are doing anything today outdoors, make sure you are focused. Make sure you are not on your cell phone too much, because when you are on your cell phone too much in the public, that means you are distracted. And it is not safe to be on your phone too much in the public, because you should be paying attention. So make sure you focus on what is good. Make sure you are not distracted while you are in the public, and make sure you pray. It is always good and important to pray. Well, I hope that you started off the good new year in a good way, because it's going to be a good new year. We have to project that. We can't think about all the bad things that are happening too much. Yes, we do have to pay attention to some things to make sure that we are making right decisions. But we must project that it is going to be a good new year. There is a lot going on in the news. And you know, I don't talk about politics too. I don't talk about politics, but there is a lot going on. So we need to stay focused, and we need to make sure that we are doing our part individually with our families to make sure we are making right decisions, and to also make sure we are also helping others, because it is important to help others, to be well informed. Yes, we have to be well informed, because when we are informed, then we will know what to do. So we can't ignore the news, and we can't just focus on all that's positive and good and be not informed. We have to be well informed, because when we are well informed, then we can make good decisions according to the direction we need to take in the midst of an emergency. So make sure you focus on what is good, but make sure you are well informed. But yes, we are projecting together that it is going to be a good new year. We are not going to project the negative. We are going to project the positive. So, if you are not following me on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, make sure you go to @sbfavor on Facebook, TikTok, all of those places. And make sure you follow me. Yes, make sure you follow me on my social media handles, because it is important to connect to the podcast, support the podcast, of course, share the podcast, and it And it is also important for you to just connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, wherever you want to connect with me there. If you would like to send me an email, ask me a question, make sure you send me an email at sbfavor at yahoo.com. sbfavor at yahoo.com. You can reach me there. That's my email. Well, the title of this episode is Still Standing: How to Rise When Life Feels Unstable. I'm going to repeat the title again. The title is Still Standing: How to Rise When Life Feels Unstable. All of us have gone through different things, and we've all felt some type of instability before. We've all felt something like that. And sometimes things just happen. But when things happen, we can still be stable. We can still have stability. When life feels unstable, we can still have stability. Because just because something may feel unstable, that doesn't mean that it's actually unstable, right? Everything comes down to the decisions we make and the actions we take. So it doesn't have to feel unstable at all. In a world that feels uncertain, everything's changing fast, and sometimes we can feel overwhelmed, right? But you don't have to feel overwhelmed, because we shouldn't focus on our feelings. When it comes to the negative feelings, we have to correct the feelings that are negative. We can acknowledge it, acknowledge whatever feeling you're having that is negative, but don't stay there, because you want to be stable, you want to be focused, you want to understand what to do and what mindset you should have if you feel unstable. That's right. If it's a personal struggle, if it's a career uncertainty, or if it's a emotional issue, if it's a relationship issue and you feel unstable, you can take control mentally first to think the right thing so that you can feel stable. You don't have to focus on all the things that make you feel unstable, because feeling unstable it starts according to how you think, and then it spills over into your feelings. That's why it's so important for us to control our thought lives and maintenance our thought lives, because if you sit around just thinking about all the worst things, then you're going to feel unstable. You're going to feel bad if you think about all the worst things. So don't focus on uncertainty. Focus on the things that give you assurance. Focus on the things that give you certainty. And take it one day at a time. Because sometimes if we are focused on thinking about things we have to do in the future, if we focus on it too much, that can make you feel overwhelmed. So don't focus on those things. Just take it one day at a time. Today is Monday, January 5th, the 5th day of the new year. So just take it one day at a time. If you have a goal, if it's something you have to accomplish, if it's something you have to do, and you have a deadline, so that you won't experience emotional burnout, make sure you simply just take it one day at a time. That's what you have to do. You have to take it one day at a time, because when you take it one day at a time, you are allowing yourself to just take one step and pace yourself. That's right. You don't have to run when you should walk. Moving too quickly And having anxiety, that can make you feel unstable because you're not taking your time to just pace yourself. It is important to pace yourself because if life feels unstable, sometimes it could be because you're moving too fast. You're moving too fast to make decisions. You're moving too fast to take certain actions. Sometimes it is good to simply pace yourself. So, with this new year, we are going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time, 1 hour at a time, and we are going to accomplish some goals. We are going to set new habits, and we are going to do all the things that provide stability. Because in the midst of feeling unstable, it's about repositioning your thoughts so that you can be stable mentally first, then emotionally. So make sure you maintenance your thought life. Make sure you have self-discipline to maintain good thoughts. Make sure you have self-discipline to recognize when you are thinking the wrong way. It is important. I am going to talk about the thought life a whole lot because everything that we will ever experience and everything that we will ever do, it starts with how we think. If we change our minds, then we can change our life. So, in the month of January, I am going to be talking about the thought life. I'm going to be talking about self-control and how to think more healthy. Because if you are practicing thinking negatively more than you think positively, then you will be emotionally unstable. So that's what January is going to be all about. I'm going to be talking about the thought life. I'm going to be talking about how to have more self-control, how to be more focused, how to rise, as this title according to this title today, how to rise when life feels unstable. Yes. So, I'm going to give out some tips today and talk about what to do and how to rise so that you can continue to have consistency, to stay focused, because we don't have to feel unstable. Number one, every difficulty is developing a skill you will need later. So when you go through something, no matter what it is, remember that every difficulty is developing a skill you will need later. Everything that we go through can be a lesson to improve something about us as individuals. Sometimes when people go through things, they say things like, oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. They complain. They say things like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Well, when you go through something, no matter what it is, if it's something in a relationship, if it's a disagreement, if it's something on the job, if it's something with your kids, your husband, your wife, when you go through something, you don't have to be unstable. You don't have to be in confusion. You have to remember that every difficulty is developing a skill you will need later. Reframe challenges as training, not punishment. You are not being punished when something happens, but learn from everything that you go through to maintain a life of stability, because stability starts with how you think. That's right. It starts with how you think. So remember, every difficulty is developing a skill you will need later. Number two, control what you can, release what you can't. Because peace grows when you stop fighting what's outside your influence. Control what you can, release what you can't. Release it to God and stop carrying the burden. Because peace grows when you stop fighting what's outside your influence. Control what you can. Number 3, build a daily mental reset habit. It's important because a mental reset habit is self-care. Journaling, prayer, meditation, or quiet reflection keeps your mind clear. So do all the things that will give you a daily mental reset. Because when you do that, you will have a clear mind. Number 4, detach your identity from temporary setbacks. Failure is something you experience, not who you are. Don't rehearse and focus on what somebody did to you. Don't rehearse or focus on what you did not do. Focus on what you are doing or what you will do. Detach yourself and your identity from temporary setbacks. If you are rehearsing and talking about your past, you are rehearsing the spirit and the energy of your past. You don't want that. You are supposed to be focused on being present now and what is happening before you, not behind you. Anything that happened behind you in the past is only a lesson, and that's it. But to continually discuss it, that is not what we're supposed to do. If you talk about something from your past constantly and it does not have any benefits, no benefits to talk about it. It has no benefits to rehearsing what you've been through. Ask yourself the question, why are you talking about it? Why are you talking about something that didn't benefit you? If it has no benefits, it has no edification, why are you talking about it? Ask yourself that question. Because if you talk about the past so much, it's like rehearsing the energy and the spirit of your past. Especially, I'm talking about primarily the negative things. Because when something negative happens, we have to let it go. We can't rehearse it. Because when you rehearse it, it's almost like it happens all over again. And you will also give room for something to trigger you. So, detach your identity from temporary setbacks and the things that hurt you, the things from your past, because failure is something you experience, is not who you are. Number 5, choose progress over perfection. Small, consistent steps will always be better than inconsistent efforts. So choose progress over perfection. Take one day at a time, one step at a time. When you are seeking to accomplish something, remember, the process is never pretty. When you look at a house that's under construction, that house is not pretty. But when the construction is completed, then you can look at a beautiful house. So remember, the process is not pretty. But every step you take is progress. So choose progress over perfection, because small steps are better than inconsistent efforts. Number 6, speak to yourself like you would to someone you love, and speak life over yourself. Speak life over the people in your environment. Speak life as much as you can. I'm not talking about being phony and fake, but simply speak life more than negativity. Because if you speak life more than negativity, then everything around you will be filled with life. And all that is good. I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about what is good. So speak life and speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you love. Because self-compassion fuels long-term growth. You have to show yourself grace. You have to show yourself mercy. And you must also show yourself patience. Don't be hard on yourself, because we're talking about stability and maintaining it so that you will not have to be subject to feeling unstable or instability. So you want to be focused. You want to be focused, and you want to do the things that will bring light to your life. And speaking life is one of those things, so that you are not unstable or feeling unstable. Remember past victories during present struggles. Remember what you did according to the last goal you accomplished. Because if you remember past victories during present struggles, you will have more current struggles. In other words, don't focus on a problem or a situation as if it will never change. Because you've done a lot in the past to overcome. You have already accomplished a lot of goals. You have already done a lot of great things. So you should continue to speak positive and think positive about the things ahead, so that you will be assured and know that all things are possible and you can achieve the goals ahead, and you don't have to feel unstable, because we're talking about still standing, how to rise when life feels unstable. You can be stable. You don't have to have feelings of instability. Number 8, surround yourself with growth minded voices. Surround yourself with growth minded voices. What you listen to daily shapes your beliefs. And what do I mean by growth minded voices? I'm talking about conversations. I'm talking about the people that influence you the most, what you listen to on TV, what you listen to in your car. Surround yourself with growth minded voices. Commit to exposing yourself to more content, more positive content of all kinds, so that you can fill yourself up to be more stable, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because what you listen to daily will shape your beliefs. Number 9, turn pain into purpose. Your story can become someone else's hope. That's right. Your story can become someone else's hope. So as you go through whatever you're going through, make sure that you maintenance your thought life. And remember, there is something to learn. And thirdly, make sure that make sure you know that your story can help somebody else. Your story can become someone else's hope. You don't have to go through something and allow yourself to drown in it. We can walk in stability. We don't have to walk around feeling unstable. And lastly, number 10, stay anchored to a bigger why. Purpose gives suffering meaningful direction. In other words, purpose gives suffering meaning and direction. Meaning, when you go through something, it has a meaning, and it's a direction that comes with it. Because everything that happens It has a purpose, good, bad, or indifferent. Everything has a divine purpose. And the reason why I use the word divine in that order, because we all are positioned with an opportunity to be empowered. And the more you focus on the things that make you better, the better you will become. This new year, in the first week of this new year, excuse me, I'm talking a little fast. The first week of this new year, this week, focus on doing something that makes you better. Focus on doing something that brings more personal growth, more personal development, more personal resilience, because your mindset matters. We don't have to walk around feeling unstable. Because if we walk around not caring about what to do when we are experiencing negative emotions, it simply means we don't care about ourselves. So the rest of this week, I want you to focus on what is good, make this your thought life, and set new goals for yourself. Make it personal for you, because the more you work on you, you can be an asset to someone else. I will be doing an episode every day this week, Monday through Friday. So make sure you tune in. Make sure you share this podcast with others, and make sure, if you have not already supported this podcast in some kind of way, you can support it. You can send a donation to Cash App. My Cash App is at sbfavor, $ at sbfavor. If you have any questions at all, make sure you send me an email at sbfavor@yahoo.com. sbfavor@yahoo.com. And my Cash App is $ sbfavor. So make sure you stay in tune with the podcast, share the podcast, because I'm going to be doing some things a little different in the months to come, in the weeks to come. So make sure you stay connected. Make sure you, again, share this podcast with others. Connect with me on social media. And make sure you listen to the podcast as much as possible. I'm glad to be back. I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of information with you. I will be having guests on the podcast, and I would like to know what you think. So if you connect with me on social media, send me an inbox. Let me know what you think about the podcast. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time. Thank you so much for tuning in. And once again, if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. And you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can find me on all of those handles if you want to connect with me, okay? So, Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And you have a good day.